How are we doing, folks? Your host Moose here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network as we welcome you to Charlottesville, Virginia, as your Pitt Panthers take on the Virginia Cavaliers, who have been much improved this year after going 2-10 and 3-9 the last 2 years of this dynasty. They're now 5-2 this season, one win away from bowl eligibility. They're still technically in the hunt for the ACC Coastal Division title at 2-1 in the conference. The Panthers rival them at 2-1 as well, 5-1 overall, and looking for a win to preserve their ACC championship division hopes. So we send you out for Pitt, Virginia. So the Panthers will kick off here. Virginia back to receive to open this game up, and we are underway in Charlottesville. The Cavaliers looking to prove that this season they are for real, and they'll start out from their own 25-yard line to open up the game here. They're led by Sonny Abramson at quarterback. The redshirt sophomore has been okay this season, and he starts off very promisingly, finds his senior tight end, Evan Butts, that is, and they're going to turn this into a very big game. It's a 10-yard catch and receive, and then Paris Ford does not start out very brightly for the Panthers. 15-yard penalty as he takes down Butts, and Virginia will move towards midfield. Shotgun now for Abramson. He's going to hand off to Ellis on the draw, and the running back gets 3 yards or so, and it's going to set up 3rd and 7 now for Virginia. They do run a hurry up, so you're going to see them getting to the line very, very quickly, and unfortunately Abramson should have taken his time there. He passes incomplete. The Panthers will take the ball over, and of course they are without 2 starting players. Trey Tipton, their number 3 slot receiver, will be out with turf toe for the next 2 weeks. Quadri Olson, of course, their starting running back, out with a high ankle sprain for at the very least this week. So Darren Hall is going to be the feature back. He's had a fantastic season thus far. He actually leads the Panthers in rushing yards, and that's going to help his cause. That's 13 for Hall as he gets to the boundary and picks up the first down on his first run from scrimmage for the Panthers on this day. I formation now. Pickett hands off to Hall again. He fights his way forward, gets about 5. So 18 yards on 2 carries to start the day for Darren Hall, who's been very, very consistent for the Panthers so far this season. Aston goes in motion. He's been leading the way for Hall on all 3 carries so far, and Hall's into space. He's got plenty of running room. He's to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, drag down at the 1. Darren Hall, 78 yards on 3 carries already today. Great lead blocking by the Panthers. Aston led the way. They pulled a couple guys from the right side of the line over as well. Hall found a seam, and he was into the backfield. He does go down with an injury. He's helped off by the trainers. Hopefully he'll be all right, but the Panthers are to the 1-yard line. They're going to send tight end Ballmer in motion. It's a handoff. This is freshman C.J. London taking the carry. He's going to be the back to spell Darren Hall today, provided he comes back into the game. London's not able to get in. Is the charm. He's into the end zone. C.J. London, just like that, the Panthers are into the end zone, have a 7-0 lead. 5 carries, and they go 80 yards and are into the end zone. Unbelievable start to the day for the Pitt rushing attack. Virginia going to try and counter. Abrams in the shotgun. He's got his man. That's Eldridge over the middle. Picks up about 15, does David Eldridge, and that's a first down for the Cavaliers. You're going to see a lot of shotgun, some read option from Abramson, and a lot of passing here for this attack. On this time, it's the screen to Jordan Ellis. The senior halfback doesn't go anywhere. Loss of 2, setting up 3rd and 12. 5 wide set now for Abramson in the shotgun. Back to pass. 4-man rush from the Panthers. Finds his man, but unfortunately it's not caught in bounds. He's unable to get a foot down, and Virginia's going to have to punt. The Panthers will take the ball right back and look to extend their lead. 4 wide set for Pickett. He's back, looking, has to scramble out to his left, does a good job, gets out of bounds, picking up 3 and keeping the ball moving in a positive direction for the Panthers. Pickett is going to show some good decision making here. Hopefully he'll be safe with the ball, and unfortunately he isn't right there. The Panthers ran a little bit of a kind of a triple option type look. It was like a read option that turned into a wide receiver option. Pickett pitches the ball at the wrong time. It deflects off of Virginia man. They recover, and they'll take the ball over in Pitt territory at about the 30-yard line. Abrams back to pass. He's got a man over the middle. That's Olamide Zacchaeus for 19 yards, and Virginia's into the red zone down to the 11-yard line, and they've turned the game on its head very quickly here. That's Ellis here on the delayed handoff. Dwayne Hendricks breaks into the backfield, though, and brings him down for a loss of 2, setting up 2nd and 12. So they'll need to get to about the 1-yard line for a first down. You expect them to really just go for the end zone. That's a ball over the middle. It's Warren Kraft making the catch. He's brought down by Sean Idowu, the senior linebacker. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Changing the play at the line is Abramson. Gets some directions from the sidelines. Back, looks to pass, had a man in the corner as the Panthers drop back into a little bit of a zone. Can't find him, and Virginia's going to have to settle for a short field goal attempt of about 24 or so yards. That kick is up. That kick is good, and Virginia's on the board, trailing now to your Pitt Panthers 7-3. So Pickett comes out under center. He's looking to try and remedy his mistake to start the half. He gives a pitch outside to London. This is the play that Darren Hall turned into a 50-plus yard run. Doesn't do exactly the same for London there. He only picks up 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7 now for the Panthers. Pickett's back to pass. He looks. He's got London in a screen here. Gets a little bit of yardage, some good blocking. Picks up a nice gain of 5 that's going to turn into a manageable 3rd and 2 for the Panthers. They got Lease in the slot here. He's going to go in motion. They're returning to that little wide receiver type play. Pickett's going to look here. He pitches it back to Lease, who takes a big hit. Pickett should have maybe just held on to it at that point, but Lease does just enough to get the first down. I formation for the Panthers now. Pickett going to fake the handoff to London. He's going to roll out to his right. Time, looking, can't get the ball out, doesn't find a man, and unfortunately takes a sack. It's going to be 2nd and 16 now for the Panthers. Ace formation with 3 wide to Kenny Pickett's left. He's back to pass. It's a screen. He finds Maurice French, weaves his way through some blockers, and picks up about 7 yards to set up a 3rd and 9 for the Panthers. Shotgun formation for Pickett, 3 wide with London to his left. He's back to pass. Steps to his right, looks, double coverage as he tries to find Rafael Arujo Lopes, deflected away, and the Panthers will be forced to punt. Virginia will take over, looking to take their first lead of the ballgame if they can get down the field. Abramson back to pass. Doesn't find his man. He's just been very erratic throwing the football as Abramson. He's had a few players open. You can see he did have a short yardage option there on his check down, but just isn't able to find his receiver. 3rd and 10. He's looking deep this time, and that's not going to help their cause either. Warren Kraft can't haul the ball in. It's 8 incompletions for Abramson already, and Virginia's going to punt back to the Panthers, and it's Kaiser Artis Scott, the sophomore corner, who takes the ball. He's got a running lane to his outside. Some good blocking by the Panthers. Can he get that final burst around the last man? He's pushed out after a 33-yard return. That's the best return of his young career as he took over as the Panthers' primary punt returner this season. It's a great return. It's going to set the Panthers up with good field position. C.J. London, 3 yards on his opening carry. 3rd and 5 now, and London's going to motion out of the backfield. Empty set for Pickett. Back here in the shotgun, looking to pass. Time, rolls to his right. Has a man. That's Maurice French in space. If Pickett just puts that in his hands, French is going to turn that into a big game, potentially a touchdown. But the Panthers will have to settle for a field goal opportunity when we return for the 2nd quarter on the Pitt Panthers football. So Jay Bump, the sophomore kicker, comes out. Very reliable. The kick is up. It is down the middle, and it's short. Jay Bump unable to get the leg behind it. He just didn't hit it very well from about 46. The kick comes up short, and Virginia, new life here. Evan Butts is going to get the ball underneath. That's a completion, but it goes for nothing, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Cavaliers as they look to move the ball down the field on the Panthers, and that's going to help them do it. Olamide Zacchaeus gets the ball out wide, 16-yard running catch as they move near midfield to the 45. This hurry-up offense gets the Panthers off balance. They have to have a good formation out there at all times. You know, probably you're going to see a lot of nickel from the Panthers because Virginia coming out with these 3 and 4 wide sets. The Panthers are going to have, you know, probably 4 down linemen to rush the quarterback, but still have 5 defensive backs to be able to take on these different receiver sets that Virginia's presenting them with. This time it's an underneath route that gets the Cavaliers the first down. They're into Panthers territory at the 32. Abramson back to pass. Plenty of time. No rush from the Panthers, and he's able to just surgically pick them apart. Finds Warren Kraft for the first down. They send a man in motion now here on 2nd and 15 following a false start call. Abramson's back. He drops off to Ellis, and he goes nowhere. The screens have really been doing nothing for the Cavaliers today. Ellis down for a loss of 4, and it's 3rd and 19 now for the Cavaliers as they bring Butts in motion. Abramson's back to pass. The Panthers rush 4. He's got some time, throws it out, but it's defended very well. That's Dennis Briggs, the senior safety, on the coverage. Knocks the ball away. Well thrown ball by Abramson, but deflected away smartly by the safety. Virginia's going to settle for a field goal and cuts the Panthers' lead to 1. So the Pitt offense has not moved very well. Darren Hall actually sat out the entirety of the first quarter resting what appeared to be just a bruised arm, bruised upper body injury. He does return here for his first carry in the second half and picks up 7. The Panthers will hopefully look to get the legs of Darren Hall churning here to keep the play moving for him. But it's Maurice French now on the end around. He cuts up. He's got plenty of room to run, and French could be away. Oh, and it's going to be a shoestring tackle that brings him down. He looked away for a huge play. The Panthers have not had much success in the jet sweep game this year. French finally reels off a big one of 31 yards, and they're into Virginia territory. It's Hall now to the outside, picks up about 4 as the Panthers get to the 45-yard line. 3rd and 5 for Pickett. 3 wide set as he's in the shotgun. Steps to his left, sits in the pocket. He's got Paul Lease underneath, the freshman from New Jersey, with a nice catch. Picks up about 13, and the Panthers move to the 26. Lease has been very reliable thus far for the Panthers this season. Of course, he had the one big turnover that everybody will remember from their loss to Louisville, but otherwise he's been very, very solid. Aaron Matthews with a drop, though, on 3rd and 10 as Pickett looked to find him. That means they're going to bring Jay Bump on for another field goal opportunity, this one from about 44 yards, and he does get enough on it this time. Great kick from the sophomore kicker, and the Panthers get into double figures, taking a 10-6 lead. Screen pass from Virginia again. It's Warren Kraft, and the screens have been doing nothing. The Panthers getting off their blocks very well. It's DeMar Hamlin who brings down Kraft, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 now for the Cavaliers. 5 wide set for Abramson. The Panthers will rush 5. He finds Reed underneath, fights off a tackle from Dennis Briggs, is eventually brought down by Felipe Motley, but it's a 14-yard gain and a first down for the Cavaliers as they hurry to the line on 2nd down now, changing the play. That's what they'll do to the Panthers. They'll hurry to the line so they can't make any substitutions, and then they'll make those play changes at the line, and they called the right one that time. They dial up a deep ball to Warren Kraft over the middle. They're up to 150-plus passing yards already, shredding this Panthers attack through the air, and it's going to be 1st and 10 now, but Abramson's brought down on a read option by Sean Wolfgang, the sophomore defensive end from Security Wide Field, Colorado, brings him down. It's going to be 3rd and very long now for the Cavaliers. They have not done much in the red zone, and they're not going to do much this time. Jay Stalker combines with, I believe that was Motley, for a stop of Jordan Ellis, setting up 4th and 5 for the Cavaliers, and they're going to bring out the field goal unit one more time. That kick is up, and that kick is pushed to the right. So the Panthers will maintain their 4-point advantage and take the ball over on their own 20-yard line. So effectively a touchback, and Kenny Pickett's going to start off here. 2nd down, read option. He gets to the outside, picks up about 13 or 14 on the carry. Pickett, we know how good he can be with his legs, and he does a nice job getting the first down for the Panthers. 2nd and 11. Lease is going to go in motion here. Pickett, though, back to pass. Looks, he's going to take a chance deep, and he finds Maurice French. That's a fantastic pass to Maurice French by Kenny Pickett, and the Panthers move the ball in a big chunk right there. 42 yards through the air, and they are moved into Virginia territory now. Darren Hall's able to knife through the middle here. Good off-tackle opening there as he picks up 7. 2nd and 3 now. The Panthers in the red zone at the 18 of Virginia. Pickett's going to hold on to it on the read option. Fights his way, twirls forward, pirouettes over a couple defenders for 6, and it'll be a 1st and 10 now for the Panthers inside the 15. They hurry back to the line to catch Virginia off guard with less than 15 seconds to play. Hall is going to be brought down at about the 10-yard line. The Panthers will use their 2nd timeout. So 2nd and 7 now. Bunch formation tight to Pickett's right as he's under center. C.J. London's in the game as well at running back. Pickett rolls out, looking. He's got a man, and that's Rafael Arujo Lopes. Unbelievable grab by the redshirt senior. Pickett with a lovely touch pass that floats over the top of the defenders, and then like a ballerina at the back of the end zone, Araujo lopes on his tiptoes, brings the ball, and that would have been a catch at any level of football. He gets both feet down and sends the Panthers into halftime with an 11-point advantage, 17-6 for your Pitt Panthers over the Virginia Cavaliers. And as we look at the halftime stats, the rushing attack of the Panthers has been stellar. 169-yard margin of rushing attack for the Panthers. If they can keep that up, control the clock like they've been doing, I don't think they'll have any question that they should be able to escape Charlottesville with a victory. But Virginia, 168 passing yards, a couple more big plays could keep them in the game. They will start the second half on the defensive, and the Panthers will hope to extend their lead. So, we welcome you back to Scott Stadium on the Pitt Panthers Football Network with your Panthers leading 17-6 over the Virginia Cavaliers, looking to improve to 3-1 in the ACC, and they're going to ride Darren Hall, you'd expect, here in the second half. 161 yards for the Panthers on the ground already. Hall's over 100 yards, 103 yards on the day right now. As Pitt faces a 3rd and 4, Pickett's in the shotgun. He's going to look underneath. That's Aaron Matthews. Catches it, but cannot get enough yardage. Only 2, and the Panthers will punt it away very early here in the second half, giving Virginia a little bit of opportunity to cut that deficit. The Panthers had the opportunity to kind of push the pace a little bit more, but Virginia will have a chance here. They get to the line on 3rd and 3. It's going to be Abramson in the shotgun, and Artis Scott breaks into the backfield. You saw him creep to the line there. Abramson just didn't notice him coming off the edge. They run the read option. Artis Scott levels him in the backfield, and Virginia will have to punt the ball. It's a big game for Kaiser Artis Scott so far. That's a huge tackle. We saw what he did on the punt return earlier as well, so he's had a very solid game for the Panthers so far as they take over. 3rd and 8 after a short screen pass really goes nowhere, and Pickett going to roll out. He dumps off to Darren Hall underneath. He tries to fight his way forward, but a smothering of Virginia defenders brings him down a couple yards short, and the Panthers will punt the ball away. So a little bit of a slow start here for both teams in the second half as they're just feeling each other out again. Virginia picks up about 8 on that play. They're going to set up a 3rd and 1 now. Bunch formation to the right as Abramson's back to pass. Looks plenty of time. He's got his tight end Evan Butts out wide. Eventually, he's brought down by Dennis Briggs, but not after a 26-yard catch and run. And Virginia has moved into Pitt territory. They send a man in motion to the wide side. Abramson, plenty of time to pass. The Panthers have been rushing 4 today, and they've really got no pressure at all on the quarterback. They've done a nice job bringing him down a couple of times on some read option type plays, but on actual design passing downs, the Panthers have been nowhere near Abramson, and he's nearly made them pay. He had Warren Kraft there. That's a huge drop by the Virginia senior receiver, and they're going to settle for a field goal opportunity. That kick is up, and it hits off the crossbar. Unbelievable turn of events. What looked like a sure touchdown pass instead turns into no points for the Cavaliers, and the Panthers will take over with Kenny Pickett here, picking up about 8 on the read option. So Virginia, very big opportunity that they squandered there. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them as Darren Hall picks up the ball, gets outside, and that's an easy first down run for the Panthers. George Aston, their do-it-all fullback, should be an All-American if that position's on the All-American team, leads the way. 2nd and 7 now. Pickett looks underneath to Matthews. It's another drop from Aaron Matthews. He can't haul that one in. That's the second time under contact he hasn't been able to haul the ball in. 3rd and 7 now. They're going to put Darren Hall in motion out to the wide side. Empty set for Pickett. Back to pass. He's level no time as the Panthers squander that pass rush. Virginia has done a nice job pressuring Pickett today. You have to say much better than the Panthers have been rushing the passer, as Abramson's really had no trouble at all. He's got all kinds of time back in the pocket, but he still throws an interception. That's Damar Hamlin jumping the comeback route, and the Panthers play takeaway. Big turnover. We talked about the Panthers and their takeaway ability against Virginia. They've had 4 touchdowns defensively against the Cavaliers in the past 2 seasons, a total of 7 takeaways, and make that 8 now in the past 3 years that we've played them here in this dynasty. Unbelievable as Damar Hamlin takes the ball away, and the Panthers will have an opportunity to increase their lead as Darren Hall gallops into the secondary, 24 yards untouched to the end zone, and the Panthers now lead 24-6. So Darren Hall having an unbelievable day. It was a big key for the Panthers as to whether Darren Hall could successfully or adequately replace the injured Quadri Olson, and he has gone more than beyond, above and beyond for the Panthers. That's a huge run. He's over about 140 yards for the day, and the Panthers now have a 3-possession lead over the Cavaliers. But they're moving the ball near midfield, 2nd 3, read option for Abramson. Nice pass now as he looks to Zacchaeus over the middle, 14 yards and a first down before being dragged down by Dennis Briggs in the secondary. Another play action pass for Abramson. Plenty of time to throw, and he's got his man Warncraft on the comebacker. So if the Panthers keep, failing to get pressure on the quarterback, it's really going to be easy for Abramson to pick them apart. He's shown he's had that ability. If he didn't have a couple drops from some of his receivers, it could be all over, and there's another chance. Great defensive play by Damar Hamlin on 3rd and long as Abramson dialed it up and looked for the end zone. Virginia's going to have to settle for a long field goal opportunity, which they make, and do cut the Panthers' advantage to 15 as we head to the 4th quarter with your Pitt Panthers leading the Virginia Cavaliers 24-9 on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. So as we join you back for the 4th quarter here, the Panthers take over, looking to run some clock down and put this game to bed. Hall goes in motion, 5 wide set, and Pickett's going to look for Darren Hall. He brings the ball in. Would have been a first down catch, but I believe he stepped out of bounds before catching that ball. It's illegal touching, which is a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down on the Panthers. So that is a huge turn of events. Now it's going to be 3rd and 17 after what could have been a 1st and 10. Pickett throws the screen. Hall's not going anywhere this time. That's a loss of 4, and the Panthers, just like that, go 3 and out, and Virginia's got the opportunity to try and cut this to a 1-possession game. Abramson, great ball over the top. That Zacchaeus gets in behind Damar Hamlin. He's pushed out at about the 2 by safety Paris Ford, and the Cavaliers rush to the line, see if they can catch the Panthers napping here. Abramson finds Zacchaeus again. They're 2 for 2 on this drive, and 2 plays later, Virginia's into the end zone. And just like that, they may cut this to a 1-possession game. They're going to decide to go for 2, which is an interesting choice. They want to cut the Panthers' lead to 7 rather than 8 to make it easier on them later, and they do it. That's Zacchaeus again. He's a one-man wrecking crew. They've got the connection right now. It's like ESP out there for the Virginia tandem as Zacchaeus gets the ball, and Virginia cuts the Panthers' lead to just 7 as Kenny Pickett sacked when he's rolled out. I think it's Cleveland Farrell who brings him down, the Clemson transfer, and the Panthers face 3rd and very long. Pickett, he had Arujo Lopes over the middle, just led him a bit too far, and the Panthers will have to punt the ball away. Virginia now with an opportunity to tie the game. We were just talking about how the Panthers could put things away, and all of a sudden the Cavaliers could play comeback, and instead it's Damar Hamlin. Just when we think the Panthers might be losing their momentum, a turnover is right there to bring them back into it, and that's Damar Hamlin, his 2nd interception of the game. He had been very quiet this season, only 1 interception coming into the game, and he gets 2 here in this game, picking off Sonny Abramson, and just like that, the Panthers move into Virginia territory with a strong run from Darren Hall. He's going to take the ball here. Nice little off-tackle carry, finds a hole up the middle, picks up 9, and it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Panthers. Single back formation, but Aston goes in motion to the left of Kenny Pickett. It's going to be a handoff in that direction. Darren Hall finds a hole. Great bit of job by Pilato and George Aston sealing off that left-hand side. Hall goes for about 10. The Panthers set up shop now at Virginia's 35. Play action. Pickett, plenty of time. Looking over the middle. He's found a man, and that's Maurice French for 25 yards and a touchdown. Kenny Pickett with an unbelievable throw. Great play call. The play action gave him plenty of time to look deep. They set it up beautifully. Pickett finds French, and that gives the Panthers their 2-possession lead back. And Kenny Pickett's been unbelievable today. I'll tell you what, running the ball, he's been very solid. He's only thrown for 107 yards, but he's got 2 touchdowns. He's made big throws when the Panthers have needed him to. A 40-plus yard catch, pitch and catch to French earlier in the game. That 25-yard touchdown to French. An unbelievable throw and catch to Arujo Lopes at the end of the first half as well. So really solid performance from Kenny Pickett. Abramson putting in a gutsy performance as well as Virginia's moving the ball forward. He finds his man. That was Reed for a 7-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now as Virginia tries to bring things back within a single touchdown if they can do it. It's going to be a little option play for Abramson, keeps it himself, and the Panthers seal off the edge. I think that was Dane Jackson making the stop, and Virginia's going to go for it here. 4th and 2, read option. There's Abramson. He's brought down in the backfield. Keyshawn Camp shuts him down. Interesting that Virginia chooses to run it when they've really had nothing going in the running game all day. The Panthers shut them down, and they're going to have a chance to milk the clock here as best they can. Darren Hall picks up 6 for 2nd and 4 now for the Panthers. They're going to bring Aaron Matthews in motion, a little jet sweep to him. Only picks up about 2. And actually, it's going to go for a first down. Virginia caught offsides as they tried to jump that play. Panthers will take the 5-yard penalty, and that's a first down, meaning they can run a bit more clock. 2nd down for the Panthers with a big formation to the right-hand side. It's going to be a handoff to Darren Hall up the middle. He's got a ton of room, and he's into the secondary. Darren Hall is off and running, pushed out of bounds at about the 3. 42 yards for the senior out of Youngstown, Ohio. Darren Hall, an unbelievable performance he's put on today. He's got over 170 yards running, and the Panthers are nearing the end zone yet again. They try the jet sweep to Maurice French. He's unable to punch in. 3rd and goal now for the Panthers. They fake the handoff to Hall. Pickett's going to roll out. He's got plenty of time. He's going to try and run to himself, and he's brought down behind the line. Loses a yard, but the Panthers will make things a 3-possession lead if Jay Bump knocks through about an 18-yarder. He does, and the Panthers are up 17 with 2 minutes to play, and you have to think that'll do it. Abramson back to pass, plenty of time, looking to his left, and it's intercepted. Kaiser Artis Scott, the sophomore cornerback, with the interception. He's made a couple of huge plays for the Panthers today, and that is the icing on the cake. He plays takeaway. The Panthers' 3rd interception of Abramson today, and they're going to have the opportunity to run out the clock, pick it in the victory formation, and the Pitt Panthers will improve to 6-1 on the season with a 34-17 victory over the Virginia Cavaliers. 218 yards on the ground. I was way off when I gave you the stats a few plays ago. 218 yards and a couple of touchdowns on the ground for Darren Hall. An unbelievable game. And a touchdown, I should say. 218 yards and a touchdown for Darren Hall. An unbelievable game for the senior running back. And it's going to leave the Panthers with some question marks to see if Quadri Olson, if he's ready to go for the game against Notre Dame next week. If not, Darren Hall looks more than capable of shouldering the load. So we're signing off from the Pitt Panthers Football Network. Hail to Pitt as your Pitt Panthers win 34-17. Take care. Bye-bye.